This semester, you will lead a group workshop as part of your assessment for MGTS1601. Notice I said lead and not present. The purpose of this video is to explain the difference between the two and to outline the steps you need to take to ensure that your workshop is a success for you and for those taking part. Your workshop must run for a minimum of 17 minutes and a maximum of 21 minutes. If it is too long or too short, your tutor will deduct marks. Remember, if you go over time, the second group can't complete their workshop. If a member of your group drops out and you only have 2 people, your time is reduced to a 15-minute maximum. If you do not perform on the day, you automatically get 0 unless you have a medical certificate. In the case of illness or injury, your peers will mark you by completing a peer review form. Start your workshop by clearly stating your group's response to the question. This way, you are less likely to wander off track. Once you have outlined your position, the rest of the workshop focuses on supporting that position through exploration of the topic. Your workshop must involve all group members. You will inevitably have some people in your group who are more comfortable presenters than others. If you want to have a couple of people do most of the talking and presenting, that is okay, but then the other members need to have key roles facilitating audience interaction. For example, they might do a role play or get the audience participating in some way. All group members should say something during the workshop. The rubric for this assessment contains detailed criteria that outline exactly what is required. So before you start preparing your workshop, make sure that you read it. The rubric is in the group workshop guide, which is in the Learning Resources section of the Blackboard site. Remember, the purpose of a rubric is not just to tell you what you did wrong after you submit your work and justify your mark. Use it to find out how to get things right before you submit. Start by downloading the group workshop guide from the Blackboard site. We recommend that you divide the recommended readings amongst your team members. Next, you will need to schedule a meeting where each member can report back on what their assigned reading is about. Remember, these are a starting point only. You need to do thorough research, read lots of articles, and make yourselves experts on your topic. You should plan your workshop structure carefully to make sure that you cover everything you need in the session. We recommend generally the following format. 2 minutes to introduce yourselves and provide an overview of the learning objectives for the session, as well as other key components. 4 minutes to explain your topic in detail, 4 minutes to present each of your 2 perspectives, and 5 minutes for integration and succinctly summarising your position. Throughout these sections, you should include your interactive workshop activities. Remember to finish with a conclusion and a thank you to your audience. Remember, the purpose of a workshop is to teach and to share. People learn better when they are involved, so make it interactive. Find a way to demand some involvement from your audience. Try to include at least one of the following workshop tools. Scenario-based learning is where you give people a situation that they have to diagnose or solve by the application of theory. Role plays are when your group members act out a situation and the audience has to deconstruct it. You can solicit examples and experiences from your audience for a genuinely collaborative learning experience. Get people to share their own stories and anecdotes. This also has the effect of really engaging your audience. Just make sure that you manage your time and have a backup activity ready in case no one wants to share. You can also divide your audience up into teams and create some fun rivalry by getting them to compete for points by answering questions. If you encourage competition between teams, it is fine if you wish to reward your audience with lollies or similar at the end. Feel free to be creative. In the past, we've had groups create mock game shows, interview panels, and simulations to make the workshop come alive for the audience. On the day, it's likely to be very busy in the tutorial, so make sure you come early and set up both groups. Leave enough time to test your technology, especially if you're using a Mac laptop. so bring an adapter beforehand and set up any videos in particular. The things you must have ready to hand over to your tutor include a criteria sheet with all proper names and student IDs on it, a copy of your slides with a reference list, and a copy of any handouts or other resources you're going to use. It is essential that you attend all of the workshop presentations as a mark of respect to your colleagues. Workshops are a valuable collaborative learning experience, and it's important to make the workshops of others a success by actively participating as well as presenting your own. On the day of your workshop, one member per group must upload your slides, reference list, and group task allocation sheet to Blackboard on the assessments page under the online submission link. Click on Group Workshop link to submit, and remember to include all members' names and student numbers. Finally, if you are looking for an excellent on this assessment, please make sure that you read the rubric carefully. You cannot achieve excellent for any of the individual assessment criteria unless you have done everything that is required. So make sure that you have a look in the box and make sure that you tick everything off. Some examples include clearly outlining learning objectives and the session format in your introduction, not reading from a script, and including citations for the research that you want to use. Overall, this assessment is designed to help you develop some of the really important professional skills you need to take forward in your career, as well as improving your knowledge of organisational behaviour theories and concepts. The ability to collaborate and to share your knowledge with others are two assets that will make you very valuable to a future employer. So please give this assessment everything you've got, and don't forget to have fun along the way.